This is lesson number 4 of the beginner piano lesson series. And in order to go on to this lesson, you should have memorized group 1 scales, which were C, D, G, E, and A, and you should have memorized those with both hands working together. So if you can do that, you're ready for this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about chords, how we make chords. We refer to chords a lot in apostolic and Pentecostal music. Chord of C, chord of G. People just say go to G, go to C. What they're saying is to go to the whole chord, not just one finger on the key. So to make a chord, we use those scales that we just talked about, that we just learned. And for instance, go to the C scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we talked about how you count those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 starts with 1 again. So to make a basic chord, a major chord, you're going to play the 1, the 3, and a 5 of a scale with your right hand. So on the C scale, that would be C, E, and G. And that would make the C chord. And on your left hand, sometimes you'll play an octave. That's Kira, my daughter. I'm teaching a piano lesson, honey. Okay? Shh. Sometimes you'll play an octave, so from C to C on your left hand. And sometimes you'll play C, E, and G. You'll play the, the 1 and the 5. Sometimes you'll play the 1 and the 5 with your left hand, which will be just C and G. So 1, 3, and 5, and then 1 and 5 all together. And I'm going to hit my sustain pedal, which is the first pedal on the right. And I hold that down and it sustains. It makes my sound stay longer. There we go. So C, E, and G, C, and G. Alright, so that's how you make a major chord. Same thing with the D scale. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. The 1, the 3, and the 5. D, F sharp, and A. Over 1 and 5, which would be D and A all together. Same thing with the G scale. 1, 3, and 5 would be G, B, and D, with G and D. The A scale would be A, C sharp, and E, over A and E. And the E scale would be E, G sharp, and B, over E and B. And so for this lesson, what I want you to practice doing, here, got to put up a popsicle. There you go. What I want you to practice doing is I want you to memorize the C chord, the D chord, the G chord, the A chord, and the E chord. So how you'll do that is you'll practice going from C to G, C to G, C to G, C to G, until you can do it pretty much in your sleep. And then you'll practice going from G, Kira, you gotta get out of the way, honey. Practice going from G to D, G to D, G to D. And then once you get that down, you'll go from D to A.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
D to A, D to A, D to A, until you memorize that. And then practice going from A to E, A to E, A to E. So as you do each one, you'll memorize from chord to chord, and then you'll start at the beginning and go C, G, D, A, E, C, G, D, A, E, C, G, D, A, E. And I want you to memorize your chords in such a way that you can do them like that, because that's what's going to enable you to be able to learn songs really fast, is knowing those root positions for the chords. 1, 3, and 5, your 1 and 5 on your left hand, and then playing from chord to chord. And really memorize them before you move on to the next lesson. All right?
Mom,
Thank you.